So in this video, I want to talk about how black metal actually ended up influencing my life. And I'll probably talk about this a lot in future videos, but kind of how it shaped how I am today. Now, in this video, I'm going to specifically focus in on how it influenced my political views. And it did in a very unintentional, kind of accidental way. Now, I first discovered black metal when I was in high school. I had a friend and he played me some Emperor, and it was totally unlike anything I had heard before. The screeching vocals and all that. And when I read the lyrics, I realized these are very intelligent lyrics. Whoever wrote these are very deep thinkers, and we think alike. And this band is from Norway, a country that personally I have always felt a personal attachment towards because on my maternal grandmother's side, I have strong Norwegian heritage, and it was a part of my heritage that I always kind of latched on to because to give a brief overview of my family history on my father's side, it's mostly diehard, Southerners. I have a great grandfather who lost his arm at Gettysburg and all that, and I think I'm getting off track here, so I'll leave that for another video. But my grandmother really did leave an impression upon me. And when I heard all these Scandinavian bands, once I heard Emperor, I heard Immortal, I heard Enslaved, I heard Burzum, I heard Mayhem, I heard Gorgoroth, Finding Incipit Satan, and in a local Best Buy when I was in high school was one of the best record finds I ever found. It was such an amazing find. The younger generations really don't realize how to what great lengths people used to have to go to for their metal, especially if you're into this form of music in America, because a lot of the albums, they were import only, and a great number of the CDs in my collection I had to mail order. But anyway, so I absorbed all of these bands, and I was like, they live in foreign countries where English is not their native language, and yet they write better lyrics than a whole lot of American bands. And I was like, wonder if I should learn a little bit more about this country and how this happened. And I learned about Norway and Sweden and Finland and all these other countries. I started looking at their educational system, at their political systems, and all that. And basically, according to what Americans would say, these countries would be classified as socialist. And when I realized that all of these bands from these countries, one of whom Norway in particular, in which I felt a kind of a personal connection, when I realized that these were socialist countries and they were not like the Soviet Union or anything like that, they were perfectly democratic countries, just with very strong education, a very good welfare system. And the more I read about it, I was like, they really kind of have a good thing going there. And so in high school, I became a democratic socialist, and I remain so to this day. Now, I won't go through all the subsequent stuff because that's not relevant to the issue at hand. But lo and behold, now we have a candidate for the presidency who may or may not win, but he is at least gaining a lot of attention. And for those of you who don't, I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, obviously. You know, I don't know who from which country might view this video, so it's Bernie Sanders is a self-identified democratic socialist, and he is saying the exact same things I have been saying since I was in high school. And I honestly, I never thought that there would be a serious political contender that shared my views, honestly. And I'm trying not to make this into a big vote for Bernie Sanders thing, but I'm kind of getting off track. But the main thing I wish to impress is that were it not for me discovering black metal, I would not have discovered all that I have learned about Scandinavia because it sparked an interest. And personally, my ultimate dream in life, it's something I am trying to work towards. I'm currently in veterinary technician school. I love animals. Animals are my life, and my dream is to move to Norway because I agree with the political system. I agree with, I want to learn the Norwegian language. Bottom line, not to go too much into my past, but I was also an Asian studies major in college, and I learned some Chinese, and I lived in Japan for 5 years. I enjoy learning about other cultures and other languages, and if I can survive in Japan for 5 years and love it and actually miss it, Norway's not going to be probably as big of a challenge to adapt to. But I'm getting off topic again, but main thing is thank you to all those Norwegian bands. You didn't intend it. You didn't intend for, some little redneck from the South actually picking up your albums, reading your lyrics, and thinking, these guys have some interesting things to say, and oh my gosh, they aren't American. And they speak proper English, and they're very well educated. Maybe this was not intended, but it made a difference in my life, and for that, I cannot give more thanks to the genre of black metal. That's it.